Love and Hip Hop Atlanta is back, baby. Season 13 has returned, and we are getting into the cast real storylines. It looks like this season we are going to see the things that we've been seeing in the news and the headlines and the blogs play out on the show, and I can't wait. Let's get into it. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back to my channel. So let's talk the premiere episode of season 13. I just have to say this. I love the new intro that they do for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, where they have the artists rapping on the show and kind of rapping about their storyline in kind of a little jingle format. Think jingles, but like rap style. I think it's so cute. I know some people might think it's whack or it's corny, but I think it's like a new little fresh update. And they should have been doing that on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta years ago on all the franchises where they had artists. Because I think it's a cute little way for the artists to like display their talent. So, anyways, in this episode, Yandy and Mendeecees finally addressed the rumors. They finally addressed the cheating rumors. They let us know that the relationship is over. We see Mendeecees meet up with Jock. They go fishing with their sons, and he basically confesses to the fact that yes, Yandy did cheat on him and have an emotional affair. With his pride and his ego, he doesn't think that he's going to be able to just get over it, let it go, and just move on. He does confess that he did send women voice notes, but it was get back for Yandy being with other men. If you don't know, Yandy and Mendeecees have been in the blogs for Mendeecees sending voice notes to women, being down at the bar with women. Yandy allegedly got caught with some fine man in England. Honey, it's been a mess. Yandy taking pictures in Greece. So all of this mess was happening last season. And they didn't want to talk about it. They didn't want to touch on it. So now Mendeecees is finally addressing it, and so is Yandy. So he lets Jock know he just doesn't know where it's gonna go from here. Um, we then see them later meet up, and Yandy and him have a conversation. Yandy lets it be known she's not happy. She doesn't think that this can be a forever thing for her, the way they're moving in this friendship. It doesn't feel friendly. It doesn't feel like she's been getting support from Mendeecees. She was like, I feel like the noise is louder. All of the noise is loud, but it's like I can't hear your voice louder than the noise. I said, Yandy, what are you talking about? Huh? Either way, neither here nor there. She says it's time for them to separate and part ways. Her and Mendeecees start getting teary eyed. They get emotional. He talks about the kids and the fact that they're ending 20 years and for what. He starts consoling Yandy because she starts breaking down when he talks about their family. And actually, I'm not gonna lie to you, I was actually surprised to see Mendeecees showing emotion. We haven't seen him show emotion all season, and he's been very stoic. So I just thought it was funny to me that he's finally showing emotion now that the relationship is gonna be over. I guess those were tears and consolement because he's finally free and he gonna be able to not be called a cheater no more and just be out in the streets. Last thing on Yandy and Mendeecees, Mendeecees did apologize. The last thing he said in the conversation to Yandy was, if I ever hurt you, if I ever did anything to hurt you, I'm really sorry. And again, he got teared. I could see him getting emotional maybe about the kids, but other than that, I'm like, Mendeecees, stop this. I really feel like you putting on a show. I also feel like you can't really tell the love between them no more. Yandy kept referring to their relationship as a friendship, which I just think is weird. So, yeah, I think that relationship's been over and they've just been keeping it alive for the show. So I'm happy for them that they both can be free and live their life happily with people who they want to be with. We also see Selma confront Sierra about the rumor that Sierra was telling everybody last year about her sleeping with her brother in law. And so Selma does a sit down at a restaurant with Sierra. They get to talking. She just jumps right on in. So you lying about me sleeping with your brother-in-law, and I want you to clear it up. Sierra pulls out her phone, pulls out her receipts, let it be known, hey, when did you talk to him? When was the last time you slept with him? And just starts asking Selma a bunch of questions. Selma then says, yeah, I talked to Cooley, your brother-in-law. I talked to him because, my girls like scammers. So even if he did send a black truck for me to pick me up, it was only because my girls like that kind of vibe. Everybody in Atlanta knows he's a scammer. And so, yeah, I was just trying to put them on. She does admit to sleeping with Cooley, but she says this happens years ago and they talked and messed around and dated years ago. Selma, you lying girl. You looked nervous. You were shaking. Your words was kind of fumbling to me. Your story wasn't making no sense because you put him on with your friends, but then you slept with him. It's not making sense at all. And she got really offended. I could tell she got nervous when Sierra said, "So when was the last time you slept with him? Why is that any of your business?" Which is true, but I'm not convinced. So then she also calls out Sierra and says, "Well, you're a liar because, I heard in the streets from a friend that you was cheating on your man and talking to somebody named Grip." Sierra said, "Well, tell me this proof. Call your friend and let's hear it." She calls her friend on the phone and the friend says to her in front of Sierra, "I never told you that. You must have gotten that confused." So now Selma really gets caught lying. I said, "Selma, this is not looking good for you, girl. You're in danger. You got caught lying on Sierra, trying to say that she was cheating on her man with somebody else. And then on top of that, you looking nervous and your Cooley story not really adding up. Because they say in them DMs it's recent. You saying it's years ago. The math not mathing. So more to come with that. Sierra let little Zane know when he asked, "So what was the tea? Did we ever get to the bottom of was it true or not?" She lets the cast know it's true that Selma texted her brother-in-law right after the meeting that they had saying, "If I lose my husband, are you going to take care of me?" And that she wants to clear the air in front of 24 hours. So I can't wait to see Sierra talk to 24 hours in front of Selma and tell him the truth. Moving right along, we also see that Mama D threw a barbecue. Mama D is crazy, y'all. Why did Mama D come in the horse and carriage with Ernest, her husband? Mama D rode into her party on a horse and carriage that she threw at an estate. You gotta love Mama D. She's a mess, but she crazy. Anyway, so Mama D invites Bambi and Scrappy and his girlfriend, new, let me put that in air quotes, show up to the barbecue. So Scrappy was all nervous, shaking in his boots. His girlfriend Brittany is like, "Are you gonna introduce me to your, child's mom, or are we just gonna sit here and pretend like I don't exist?" So, with a little bit of peer pressure and pressure from his girlfriend, he finally decides to introduce his girlfriend Brittany to the BAM. They end up having a conversation one on one. BAM lets it be known, "All I care about is my kids. I just want you to treat my kids right. If you end up knocking Scrappy upside the head, listen, just don't do it in front of my kids." And, Brittany had a really mature conversation with her. Brittany's so nice, very respectable. So I'm sad to see that I don't think her and Scrappy are together right now, but we're not gonna get too much into that because I think we're gonna see it play out this season. But yeah, her and the BAM have a mature, respectful conversation. And it's nice to see because we don't always see that on reality TV between two Black women. So I was glad that it didn't get nasty. And Brittany was very respectful and understanding. And then lastly, the episode ends with Spice and Saucy Santana, who had a battle of reads. Spice read Saucy for filth online. She said that man smelled like a toilet. Okay? Yikes. So Carly Red brings them together to squash that beef before she takes her divorce trip. They talk it out. The beef is squashed. They ready to move forward, and the episode ends. So I think next week we're gonna see Carly's divorce trip, maybe a little bit more on Selma and Yandy and Mendeecees. But either way, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Did you like the episode? What do you think about Selma? Do y'all think Selma cheated with Cooley? Let me know if y'all think Sierra is being messy and is trying to air her out. I want to know. Tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me. So I will catch you guys next week for another recap. Please like and subscribe this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next one.